Hello guys, today I'm gonna have a research vlog about a flight accidents happened in the Philippines. Before we start, I am here to introduce myself. I am an aerospace engineer, giving you knowledge about flight conditions and weather conditions and about aircraft. No further ado, let's start. So here is we have the Marawi accident. On February 21, 1964, a flight accident happened in Marawi, Philippines. It was said that the aircraft was operating at Philippine Airlines and it was the Douglas Charlie 47 Bravo 10 Delta Kilo TC or TC3. The airplane left Malabon Airport and was scheduled to land at Iligan Maria Cristina Airport. The pilot flew for VFR or visual flight rules, which meant he could fly in a good light condition or weather condition for about 10 minutes towards Lake Lanao before he switched to IFR, which means more specifically is defined as weather that is below the minimums prescribed for flight under VFR. After learning about weather conditions, following the request for Iligan weather, the aircraft Delta Charlie 3 collided with a cluster of trees on the right at 2,700 feet, causing the plane to lose control, crash, and burn. Of the 32 occupants of the plane, only one survived at the PAL Delta Charlie 3. The most reasonable explanation for this cause was a pilot error, as he continued to fly VFR in a bad weather condition. The weather was below VFR minimum both en route and at the destination. Pilots flew at low altitude over rugged terrain in instrument meteorological circumstances. Weather factors are it had a low ceiling, poor sight, and rain all had a role in this disaster. Turbulence defined by downdrafts or updrafts was prominent at low altitudes over the hilly terrain. What could have been done in this situation? So before flying VFR, the pilot may have communicated with the tower air traffic control to regulate the weather circumstances. He might postpone flights and wait until it is safe to travel. Moreover, considering that the flight is just 59 kilometers or 37 miles long, and is a short distance travel and will only take them for about an hour or so for delayed flights as the airport is reasonably near the destination. And so there will be no accident. So what can we learn about this? Many situational factors, including the weather, might lead to tragedies. Aside from human error, the wind and weather conditions are the most dangerous factors affecting a flight. As a result, we must be more cautious and vigilant in these circumstances. Faster decision making in critical situations like this and consideration for passengers' convenience and safety is an example of an excellent aviation crew. Next we have is the Cebuco Point accident. On May 20, 1964 at 10 a.m., a flight accident again happened in Cebuco Point, Philippines. It was said that the aircraft was operated by Philippine Airlines and it was the de Havilland Canada DHC to three other. Plane's pilot, which took off from Siocan Airport and was heading to Zamboanga Airport, is thought to have continued to fly despite the terrible weather over the Jag shoreline with nearly zero visibility due to heavy rain. The pilot was notified of the bad weather conditions and their destination before he departed from the Seoco Airport. Even though visibility was below the minimum, he opted to take off. The single engine plane was destroyed after colliding with a hill while flying in VFR mode in severe weather. A few hours later, the wreckage was discovered and all 11 people were killed. The most reasonable explanation for this cause was the pilot error again. He flew VFR in a bad weather condition about the rocky shoreline with virtually no visibility owing to heavy rain. There was a severe storm at the time of the collision and at the site. Weather conditions in western Mindanao were usually unfavorable for VFR flights on the day of disaster. The ceiling at the destination, which is Zamboanga, was below the IFR minimum when the pilot took off from Sialcan. What could have been done in this situation? The pilot's first concern should have been the safety of everyone on board, and he could have been prevented the disaster by thinking first about the convenience and security of his passengers, including himself. Regardless of the small distance traveled, train or crew will prioritize the safety of all passengers on the flight. What can we learn about this? According to FAA statistics, weather accounts for over 70% of all delays in the national airspace system. Low ceilings and poor visibility pose safety risk to all forms of flight. Ceiling and visibility were recognized as significant factors of all general aviation incidents. The low roof and low visibility accidents occur when pilots who are not appropriately qualified or are flying an aircraft that lacks the essential instruments encounter such conditions, resulting in lost control or controlled flight into terrain. During poor weather, aircraft must be assigned to holding patterns or are prevented from taking off until the weather clears. There are other weather factors impacting accidents. It was mentioned that a problem modifier specifying the precise weather conditions encountered during the accident for each accident inquiry. The weather conditions were found to be a cause or contributory factor. Wind. The wind is the lateral movement of air currents over the Earth's surface caused by pressure differentials, temperature variations, and Coriolis force, the force induced by the Earth's rotation. The wind was the overall top cause or contributing factor of weather related incidents, accounting for more than half of the reason or contributing factor citations in the accidents investigated. The visibility. The maximum horizontal distance at which conspicuous items may be seen is visibility with the naked eye. Precipitation, fog, and haze all reduced visibility. For aviation reasons, a ceiling is the lowest layer of clouds described as broken or overcast or the vertical visibility in an obscuration such as fog or haze. Visibility or ceiling was the second most common cause or contributing factor in weather-related incidents throughout our flight history. The high density altitude. The vertical distance above sea level in the typical atmosphere at which a specific density can be found is the density altitude. It is determined by adjusting altitude for non-standard pressure and temperature. Density altitude is a crucial component in aircraft performance. It may negatively impact engine and propeller efficiency and lift production. High density altitude was identified as a cause or contributing factor in weather related incidents, making it the third most common weather factor. The precipitation. Any water particle that develops in the sky and falls to the ground is called precipitation. Drizzle, rain, snow, and hail are all examples of rainfall. Precipitation can endanger flight safety by lowering visibility, impairing aircraft performance, and causing icing conditions. Icing. Ice can form on an airplane structure when the air temperature is 0 degrees Celsius or less and moisture is present. The interaction of airflow across airplane surfaces is the most dangerous structural icing. Thunderstorms. Air mass thunderstorms are thunderstorms that form as a result of surface heating. Stable state thunderstorms are those that arise as a result of weather systems, and thunderstorms hazard include hail, tornadoes, wind shear, microbursts, ice, and turbulence. That is all for today, guys. I hope you learned something in this video. Thank you for watching.